Yes, thank you for 90,000. I love y'all, man. You guys have been amazing. You've been supportive and through all the trolls and all the trials and tribulation and everything else that happened. I appreciate y'all. I hit 90,000 right around midnight last night. Screenshot it. Here it is. I want to talk about the migrant story. I'm going to call it the migrant story and how they get here. Let's talk about it. And we're going to throw some other information about it while we're talking. So be patient. There'll be some back and forth and following up and catching up while I'm talking, but it's an emotional topic for me. Let's talk about it. Will be a giveaway at the end of the video. Don't just fast forward to the end of the video. Watch the video, please. Give me that much respect. Good morning. We're gonna get this set up with a new bar and chain for our testing that we're gonna do. We're gonna talk about immigration stuff. Some of you seen my video kind of showing the protests from all different colors and ethnicities that are legally here or here with paperwork in Chicago. Then on 38th in California, there is a big, looks like an old rail yard or something like that they have fenced off that the city owns or somebody owns, and they want to turn it into an encampment for illegal migrants. And a lot of people say you can't say illegal. Well, you can. They know they're here illegally, but it's a sanctuary city, so it's not like it's super offensive or anything like that. A lot of them are just wanting a better life. A lot of them are here for the wrong reasons. You don't know who they are. Sometimes we'll never know who they are. Some of the property owners throughout the city are getting government rent stipends that are twice the amount, if not more in some cases, than regular rent, if they agree to house migrants. The people from the city are upset with what's going on. They had to work very hard to get into this country and had to go through all the proper legal chains, and they know what's here, and they feel very unsafe. Their families feel unsafe. Do you guys know what that journey looks like, leaving Guatemala or Venezuela or southern Mexico or Honduras or whatever? Do you know what that journey looks like? I do. I've talked to some of them. It's a very dangerous journey. That's nice, Amazon. Thank you for shipping me a busted open box package. That journey consists of a lot of money too. When they leave Honduras or Venezuela and they come to the United States, they have to pay their way to get here. How the pay structure looks is they have to pay to leave their country. In some cases, they get to another country. Then they have to pay those people to take them through their country. And then, when that's done, they have to figure out how, when they get to Mexico, are they going to pay the cartels in Mexico to get them where they want to go. The cartels in Mexico basically the southern border will charge them about $1,000 to get in, and then it's about another $1,000. It's about $1,500 to get in. And then they sneak them through the southern border of Mexico, through water, in on unsafe terrain, things like that. And yeah, it's not the right bar. Okay. The old bar is still good. I just need a new chain. Once they get into southern Mexico, they can meet with the Mexican government. There's like a consulate or compound there, and they will pay, they'll be part of a visa program with the government that gives them, it's not like a visa program, it's a temporary, or it's like an ID that they could, now they can be in Mexico, but they have to donate like 6 months of their service to like the Mexican government. And once they've done that, after they pay the money to get in, and then they find their way to this Mexican government compound. They put 6 months of their time in by being a servant, whether you be a cook or clean the housing or wash the government cars or be security at the compound. You are then free to explore Mexico. And it's a very dangerous journey from southern Mexico to northern Mexico. A lot of them encounter days with no food. A lot of them encounter people that want to steal from them, rape them, hurt them. It becomes a very, very dangerous thing to deal with. I gotta get a different bar for this thing. Okay. Let's go to the store real quick. Through the process of them making their way to the northern border of Mexico, there's a lot of stuff that can happen. And once they pay their $1,500, the southern border, to get in, then they get to the Mexican government, like consulate or whatever it is that they have, or government compound, and they provide their 6 months of service there. Then they make their maiden voyage up to the northern portion of Mexico, so then they could wait in an abandoned house or a safe house, or it could be very dangerous. The cartels will harbor them up there, store them out, and they're given code names. And when their code name is called, a coyote will bring them across the border somehow. Sometimes it's the hard way. It's about $6,000 to get across the border. $5,000 to $6,000. Once you get across the border, you'll go to a location where a coyote on the other side has housing for you to sit until they get their pay. It could be through electronic transfer. It could be a number of different ways. And typically it's family members that are already here in the United States that are paying for it, or people that, grandparents or parents, that have been in Mexico or these other countries saving up for a very long time to pay for it. Sometimes if you don't pay, you can get hurt, you can get killed. They do drugs around these people and their kids and stuff like that in these safe houses. They tell them that You need to stay to the interior of the building as much as possible. Don't be looking out the windows. Don't do any of that stuff, because if you're out searching around and you're drawing attention to yourself, then they could hurt you, kill you. Once they get their money, then you're free to roam the United States however you want. And the main direct hub is through Texas. And then from Texas, they choose to go to California, New York, Chicago, or the typical 3 places that they want to go to. A lot of it comes to Chicago, where I'm at. Seeing the journeys and some of the video footage that these people had to go through to get here is absolutely disturbing. The forests that they had to walk through, the water they had to wade through, the amount of people that get sick and die on the journey, the children that are here in the police stations that are camped out all over Chicago and stuff, the bathing showers, the trucks that show up so they can clean themselves, so they're not so disgusting to be around, smelly to be around and stuff. And then it's in the police station, it's on the streets, it's getting other people sick. And then now the government is busing them in, sometimes by government paid busing, other times by families that are already here, friends, cousins, uncles, somebody that has made a deal with somebody that made it here, and they'll contact, like I met a guy that was living on the streets, and he started working cash jobs, made it into a efficiency apartment for like $400 a month, $500 a month. He knew somebody from Mexico, and he said, I paid for her to come here, but I'm not family with her. I don't love her. I don't do anything. But I knew if I paid the $300 for the bus ticket, I would get sex. So I haven't been with my wife and my kids for many years. And this girl I knew that was coming here, I paid for her bus ticket once I was here making money already, and now I use her for sex until she gets out on her own. And he said, it's life, man. You know, whatever. I would never be with her because I have my own wife and kid, but I need my needs met as well, and my wife is not here to meet those needs, so I found it somewhere else. And I was like, wow. There's all kinds of different ways and reasons people have made it here, and how they got here, and what they're doing, and why they're doing it. And honestly, it's all because of our Democratic Party is allowing this to happen. And we're not standing up enough to it. The silent majority are still the people that are standing by the sidelines, and they're quiet. And they're not letting people know that we're not okay with this, while everybody else is making a voice for themselves and name for themselves and being loud. The rest of you conservatives out there, libertarians out there, are quiet. You're not making enough noise, while the rest of them are. And you're allowing it to happen. And you know you are. It's not even debatable. So until you guys start making more noise, you guys start showing up and protesting and voting and putting your money where your mouth is, shut the fuck up. You don't have a voice. You shouldn't be saying shit, because you're allowing it to happen. On the other hand, it's sad that our government would use these people like this, because you know what they're going to turn into, political pawns. Now, does every single person come across that border the illegal way? No, not everyone. Sometimes people make it up there to the border, and they only have to pay the $1,500 to get in the southern border. But then once they get to the northern border to make it into the United States, they could keep going to the border crossing where the guards and stuff are, and they can try to set up appointments so they can be heard and allowed to come in on some type of government paperwork, so they can work towards their freedom. Especially if you say you're going to a sanctuary city. If they try to go through, it's not the legitimate way to do it, but they're trying something, and it saves them about $5,000 going that way. They may have to sit at the southern border, or the northern Mexico border, for months and months and months and months before they get these appointments, maybe even sometimes years, but they can get them. Some people apply. I talked to a young lady. She said it took her 5 times in 6 months, or 5 times in something like 4 to 6 months. And finally, on the 5th time, they accepted her appointment. She was able to get some kind of documentation, paperwork signed, so she can come into the United States. Not legal, none of that, but she's working on it. She's actually going to her court cases and being heard, and trying to go the paperwork route. It's sad. It's sad. All right, guys. Thank you. Thank you for listening to this. And you know what? This is the 90,000 thank you story, because I don't talk about stuff like this, and wanted to step a little bit out of my normal video criteria to thank you guys for 90,000. Talk about something a little bit different that's affecting us all. I appreciate y'all being here and supporting me at 90,000, and I will be giving away randomly in the comment section. Whoever my daughter picks, she's going to pick 2 people in the comment section, 2 full oil changers for your vehicle of choice. Y'all be blessed. Take care. Comment so you can get considered. Love y'all. Have a great weekend.